earlier yesterday, I saw a video by the SuperFanMan, and he showed the video of this fan right here. It's very fan. The Daracraft 10-inch window box fan, which is also weather resistant. They've sold these fans for a long time. Started at, I believe it was Save-Ons at the time, and then when Save-Ons sold out to CVS, they continued for a little while longer to sell them at CVS till around 2009. 2009, you didn't really see them anymore. That's because Cass did away with it after they made the last batch of them in 2007 and released them in '08. That was the final years of this fan. Now, they started making these fans back in '98, according to the SuperFanMan. I've had a lot of these early on. I would say like in the late '90s is when I started getting it. And yeah, it came out in '98. So that's around that time when I started getting them. I used to have a whole bunch of these. The problem is I was early on in my fan collecting. And at that time, I didn't have a good record of collecting. When I used to get too many of them, I would end up giving them away. Although it's better to give than to receive. But now I've, over the years, learned to keep what I collect. But I'm a very caring, sharing, giving person. So if anyone need one, in the family, not talking about y'all, but in the family, of course, to the family, I would give one out. So that's what it is. That's what God would want me to do. No rule comments about that or blocked. I don't want to have to do that. I'm in a good mood. So I wanted to record this video for the SuperFanMan because he has showed his. And yeah, interestingly enough, since '98 SuperFanMan, they've been keeping it the same. It's exactly the same. They've never changed the design since the one you got back in '98. From '98 when Honeywell had it, all the way until they sold out to Cass, and then Cass had it till about 2007. That was the last batch ever produced and made. They released it in '08, and you didn't see them anymore after '09. So there you go. They used to have a dark green version of this with the gray blade. I did have that one, but at work someone had stole it at work, so yeah. I kept this one. This is like one of the last new ones I bought back in 2008 before they was all gone. After that, I didn't see them anymore in CVS, especially when the fall time came around. And like I said, in '09, it was gone. And obviously, they couldn't get any more because Cass had stopped producing them. Now, this fan has been around for a long time. I think it came out somewhere in the early '90s, the late '80s, early '90s, when it was under the Daracraft Corporation. When the Daracraft Corporation had it, they had the vintage ones where the button was the push kind. You would push down on it, push, and you would turn in order to run the fan. And at that time, it came in many different colors. That was early on in the late '80s. I would say like '88, '89. And then in the '90s, they started, the original Daracraft company started redesigning it a little bit. And then eventually, Daracraft got bought out by Honeywell. And then eventually, Honeywell got bought out by Cass. And so Cass had what was left of Daracraft until eventually they did away with this in 2008. That was the last year. And after that, after people bought them all up, that was the end of that. You didn't see them in '09. Well, today Cass has some of the Daracraft left. The only thing they have left from Daracraft is the Chill Out. The Chill Out fans, which was formerly Daracraft, and before that was Honeywell, when Honeywell had it. But now it's Chill Out. So they dropped the name Daracraft and they went with Chill Out, which we all know is still a Daracraft. Those fans are still being sourced today. They're good little fans. I have to do a video of them real soon. Okay, So let's go ahead and run it, and here we go. For the sake of the video, because it's late, and I gotta get ready to go to sleep, we're just gonna run it on high speed. Now we're keeping in mind it's starting from a cold start. It's been out of service for a very long time. It is dirty. It's been sitting around the studio, and I gotta get it cleaned up. Here we go from a cold start. Hopefully you'll be able to hear the wind stream. It takes time to get up to par, get up to speed. Already I can feel a powerful breeze. You're right, SuperFanMan. This thing does throw the air quite well. But in your case, you have to clean yours all the way up. Mine is semi-dirty. It's not like really filthy. But yeah, once I clean it up, then yeah, it does throw the air quite well. At the time, they also claimed that it was water resistant. It was like one of the very first water resistant box fans before Alaska started making the weather shields. I'll be quiet and let y'all enjoy the video. If you can't hear the wind stream, my apologies to you. Just imagine if these were still made today by Cass. I'm pretty sure the cord would have that stinking fuse plug on there, a replaceable fuse plug, and it probably wouldn't have been as powerful as today. And I'm pretty sure they would have made some modifications to the blade set. The blade set would have looked way different. I'm pretty sure they would have redesigned it by now. It looked way different. But it never made it to that because unfortunately they just saw fit to do away with this design that's been out there for so long, since 1998. You know, from when the original company did it, all the way to when Honeywell had it, and then Cass. And early on, when the real Daracraft company had it, it was another design before that. It was the one I told you about with the push buttons. So this fan has been out there ever since the late 80s, cleaned up until like 2008. It's had a long life. So I guess they just felt that it was right to do away with it. But if they would have kept it going, then like what I told you, it would have looked way different. All right, let's spin it down. It's got a really good spin down time. The blades are pretty thick. It's not like today's blades, all flimsy. These are thick plastic blades. It's pretty decent. You probably use some oil. All right, well, there you go. Superfan Man and everybody else I wanted to see this video of my 2007, 2008 Daracraft, one of the very last produced. Thanks for watching. I'm not the Fan Man. More videos come soon. I'm out and gone.